So in this part of the video, we're going to go over how a camera, this rangefinder, gets in focus and out of focus. So the camera uses mirrors to do this. And so when you look through the viewfinder, you're going to see a square and then the rest of the image. Now the wholeness of the image is seen through this like viewfinder right here. So your eye looks through this viewfinder and spreads out all these, all the light that is like on this, shown on this Cheez-It box will then refract and go back into your image, into the viewfinder. So that's like the real image. And then how to focus it is there is another lens or viewfinder that takes in the same image where the lens is seeing it, and through the use of a mirror, it takes the same light, caught at a different place, captures that light and turns it into like the single beam through the lens, and then reflects that light up into this same mirror, which the viewfinder looks out through, so that both beams of light created from the Cheez-It box will become in line together. And so the image that you'll get is this like singular Cheez-It box. So like the actual image from the first viewfinder and the virtual image from your lens will then match up, and that's how it focuses. Now out of focus happens when these two images are not together, which is kind of seen here, where you have like this first like kind of clear image of the Cheez-It box, and then this kind of foggy image of the Cheez-It box that's like kind of juxtaposed or out of focus. And again, that happens where the Cheez-It box, all these rays of light that are on the Cheez-It box, like kind of reflect through the viewfinder into your eye, and that's again the actual image. And then this virtual image that you see is created by the image captured here. It uses this mirror to come up, and then hits this mirror here to make hopefully one image. Now, the reason that this is kind of out of focus is this mirror can move ever so slightly, and that's what happens when you're turning the lens. Is like you're positioning the mirror so that this light will match the light that comes in through this, so you get this nice image, and that's how the nature of light reacts to in focus and out of focus in a rangefinder camera.
Okay, so I'm going to explain why the camera image shows up upside down on the negatives. So, for example, we're going to take this point down here on the Cheez-It box. It's going to show up opposite diagonally up here, upside down, because all of the rays on this camera lens, all of the normals are going to be pointing and focusing in one direction. Since they're all focusing kind of inward like this, it's going to make all of your images show up in one spot. So, for example, on this one, since it's starting at the bottom, all the rays would go spread out from this point to the camera, and then the camera lens will refocus them into another spot directly up here, which makes the image show up upside down. So whenever you're using your camera, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to how bright it is outside. If it's really bright outside, then you're going to want to do two things. You're either going to want to have a faster shutter speed so that whenever the light is coming in, you're not exposing too much light. The faster the shutter speed means the quicker the camera is going to snap open and close, and it'll allow less light in. Or you're going to want to make sure that your aperture is at the highest number, or one of the higher number settings, because that means that the small pinhole that light is coming through is going to be it means it'll be smaller, which means it's going to let less light in to reflect off of your mirrors and bounce off and create your image. If it's a dark day out, then you're going to want the opposite. You're going to want to have slower shutter speed, allowing more light in so that your picture is able to expose properly onto your negatives.